All right. Hello, everyone. This is Jeanette the Oracle. I am coming to you from sunny California. It is actually sunny in Southern California, not Northern. Prayers and safety and all the things, the folks who are in the Pacific Northwest and Northern California who are dealing with that cyclone. Hope everybody is doing the best that you're able. I know a lot of people are out of power and things like that. But yeah, you're definitely in thoughts and prayers, and hope that, over these coming days that you're able to get through without any additional tomfoolery. Yes, but anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Happy Sun entering Sagittarius, so happy birthday in advance for those of you who have a Sagittarius birthday. Also, happy Pluto in Aquarius. We have officially entered into a new Pluto transit. So, of course, that means well, not of course, but in this particular sign is going to be hovering for about 20 years. So that would be what, 2044 approximately. Yeah, so we are in a new cycle. Originally, I thought that I was going to be doing a Pluto in Aquarius message. That is not technically the case or specifically the case, although maybe some stuff of that will come up. But as I've been sitting in Spirit Council this morning, what was coming through is actually that being in Galactic Council is suggested, or there's a little bit more flow and ease in that direction. So that we're going to be on today, as you can see from the title. If you're here on IG, you'll see that title there, Galactic Council. For folks on YouTube, of course, in the title and in the description, I talk about that a little bit. So we will be having Galactic Council. It's actually been a while since I've done a Galactic Council reading, or channeling. So this is going to be a reacquaintance, I guess, with these energies. And it will, of course, be a larger spread that I'll be doing. So it's going to take me some time to get those cards out. But anyway, hello, everybody who's coming in. You know the deal. As you come in, please say hello. Announce yourself in the space, take up space. Consciously, proactively put your energy into the space. Get used to that. Whether that is you want to say hello, whether you want to drop some hearts, or what have you, it's the same. And then also, if you feel comfortable, let us know your name, where you are joining from, like where in the world you're joining from, and what beverage, if anything, that you are sipping on. So I just made a rooibos latte, so I'll be sipping on that. Let's see. Got Darren. Welcome, Darren. It's good to see you. Yeah, so that is the intention for today's messages. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cards out because I'm already in the space. So while I'm getting these cards out, what I invite you to do is to go through some deep cyclical breathing. You can do the breathing I facilitated for a few of the past several Oracle talks, where you do a 4-count inhale with a 4-count hold, a 4-count exhale with a 4-count hold, and then repeat that. And as you're doing that, call in and forth your highest self to align your consciousness, subconsciousness, and unconsciousness with it, to also call forth the power and the presence of your inner divinity, and to have it align as well, your consciousness, subconsciousness, and unconsciousness, to clear, neutralize, cancel, delete any and all harmful and malevolent energies from you, and to purify, sanctify, and divinitize you, and to raise your vibration, to send you energy to fill up all of your multidimensional self, all of your multidimensional soul body, so that you may more readily perceive, receive, and accept the guidance that is going to be coming through for today's messages, okay? Now, since this is, so go ahead and start that breathing process. Since this is a Galactic Council, these are, in a way, more timeless messages. because, thinking about this from the galactic, Milky Way galaxy side of things, for us, 20-year transit of Pluto through Aquarius is like a blip on the galactic scale. So from our perspective, these messages are going to be more timeless because, there are bigger time cycles that this council would be kind of sitting in. So hopefully that does make sense. So go ahead and start with that. Let me see these introductions. So greetings, Dulce here, drinking water, joining from San Jose, California. Welcome. Yes, on the water. I got some water too. Blessings to all beings across dimensions. Thank you. Let's see, I'm in Michigan, sipping on water at the moment. Okay, we got more water. Making hazelnut coffee. Ooh, that sounds yummy. With real maple syrup, whipped cream, and cinnamon. Come on. The upgrade here that's being brought. Being brought by Darren. That's amazing. Thank you. Welcome to everybody who is coming in. So give your introductions. Oh, and also if you would like to give a donation for this work, if you're on YouTube, you'll see the donation in the description. On IG, you can go to my profile, but I'll also put here in the comments, 1 second. If you would like to send a donation for the work, and I'll pin this if I can. Pin. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Awesome. So go through that breathing. 4-count inhale, 4-count hold, 4-count exhale, 4-count hold. And just go through cycles of that. As I mentioned, following those instructions that I mentioned, centering yourself, preparing yourself to open to Galactic Council. And I mean that literally, Galactic Council, Milky Way Galaxy Council. Council of light that is in service to and supports the pure and true ascension. Deepening of relationship with Mother, Father, Source. Hi from the UK, joining with water. Welcome, UK. Thank you. Allowing your energy fields to open up more and more. If at any time the energy feels like too much, that's an indication that you want to expand your energy field. So you can do that either in your mind's eye, or you can actually use your hands and slowly and gently keep pushing. All levels and layers of you further to allow more and more of your inner divinity to shine through. Remember that you are a divine spirit animating a soul that is currently having a human experience in this time and space. It will have been many things. Has had many experiences, not just in human form, but also as a star race. Your inner divinity, your inner divine spirit, again, that animates your soul, itself is timeless. Because it is birthed from Mother, Father, Source itself, and it is not separate from its creator. In fact, all existence is not separate from its creator. Across all universes, this divine intelligence that is beyond even galactic understanding, universal understanding. Births all. And as divine Holy Spirit, which is its power, presence, and intelligence, is with us all, guiding, supporting, reminding us of our true nature. Always pointing the way home. Okay, the energy is feeling yummy, so I hope you feel that too. Welcome to folks who are coming in. Thank you for introducing yourself. We got folks in Inglewood. Greetings. Sipping on dark coffee. I love it. I just re-upped on some coffee myself. So I'm actually going to pull out my card for the Galactic Council. So continue to breathe, 4 count inhale, 4 count hold, 4 count exhale, 4 count hold. I think make this a little easier on myself energetically. There's a lot of energy coming through, so soak it up, y'all. Especially if you've been feeling depleted, your soul's needing a little bit more chi, especially at its higher dimensional levels. Let it receive. Okay. Let's do that again. All right, so you can go ahead and stop that breathing. How is everyone feeling? Let me know in the comments if you haven't already, of course. Welcome to new folks who are coming in, joining in on YouTube as well as on IG. It's great to see you. My name is Jeanette the Oracle, founder and CEO of Internet Alchemy, if you are new. In general, every week I come on and do Oracle Talks. Here in the States, since next Thursday is going to be Thanksgiving, I won't be here on that day, but I'm not sure if I will come on maybe earlier in the week or if I'm just going to take the week off. So regardless, I would say just make sure you are have activated notifications from me, whether on IG or click the bell icon on YouTube so that if and or when I go live, if I do so next week, then you get the heads up about it. Feeling good and centered. Awesome. Beautiful. Also, in general, how's everyone been feeling energetically prior to this? Still, you feeling a little bit more stable? I keep trying to check on how I'm supposed to like how best to do these cards. Because I feel like there's so much message, so much coming through. We've been feeling so much angel presence. Awesome. Yay. Happy to hear that. Very glad to hear that. Give me 1 second. Let me ground myself because it's a lot of energy. And like I said, it's been a while since I've done Galactic Council. So 1 moment. We've been feeling blessed and blissed out. Awesome. Yay. I've been recovering from a cold the last week, but I've been sound, a lot of support and feelings of alignment. Awesome. Okay. Thank y'all for that feedback. So what is being brought to my attention is that energy isn't too much. It was a fear on my part of not wanting to overwhelm folks with messages. But it's not what I'm here to do. I'm supposed to be giving the messages. So adjusting myself. To stick with what the original call was. Which came from my own spirit. Clarity about that. Okay. So y'all go ahead and let I won't preemptively try to water it down. Alrighty. As you can see, the cards are coming out much faster now because I'm out the way. This is what happens when we stay in alignment. Flow occurs. Feeling more clarity and better energized. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm glad that things are light and bright, so to speak. Anybody else? I think that was it for folks who were here live. Almost done, just a few more cards. Exactly 3 more cards. Perfect. Alrighty. It's funny, I was getting the vibe, the bottom of the deck is a 3 of Swords, and it was like the message that is needed, not necessarily what I wanted. But that's not like a bad thing, but it's what really needs to be spoken to. Okay. That's been plenty of time. Oh, welcome folks coming in. Let me get a sip. Okay, so in general, the topic for today is starting with the Hierophant. Okay, also called the High Priest. So this is feeling like laws. I want to say like laws of the universe. And that's with this threefold flame or the threefold nature of the divine here. I feel strong and open to the unknown, but some recent events at work had me a little unsettled this morning. Grateful to be here in space today. Sorry about the work stuff, but glad overall you've been feeling good. That's beautiful information for everybody, light workers, as well as like folks in the spirit who've been doing a lot of work the past few months. It's good to hear that. Yeah, so feeling like this is going to be about laws of the universe itself, or just the laws in general, and less of a focus on like mundane concerns. Not that those aren't important, but first things first. So next is Princess of Cups, which is also called the Page of Cups in other decks. These are feeling like, this is feeling like guidance, like all of the animals that are pictured here. So this could be wise ones, elders, keepers, guardians. These might be some of the known star races that folks are already aware of, like the Cetaceans. Possibly possibly some type of avian. I don't know how to describe other than what I would describe as ascension symptoms: loud ringing in ears, headache, stomach upset, broken sleep, fatigue. Yeah, pretty much. That would be, those are classic ascension symptoms for sure. For sure. Yeah, it's a lot of processing that the body is doing, and a lot of clearing that the soul body is doing, and reorienting to more of the natural state rather than the trauma body state. But yeah, that is very much par for the course. So I know it's not fun, but it is to be expected. Excuse me. What may help is when you are getting up at night, use that time to just focus on breathing and meditation. And attuning yourself either to specific sound frequencies or using Om, the elements, what have you, and that may help. Trying to listen to your body, self-care and self-love, yeah. But definitely like work on the energy body. That's going to be the thing. You have to keep going up, up and out, but not separate from. Okay, so yeah, this is giving me the vibe of progenitors, divine beings, guardians, protectors, what have you, that overlook and support life. And I'm getting the word specifically embodiment. One moment. Okay, so I was checking in to see if that was also about human progenitor energy or even like guardian, protector, and things like that. And it's a yes on that. Okay. So next is the Seven of Cups. This is actually feeling like a reminder. Just yesterday, I received a message of even more intimate Satesian connection invitation coming in for 2025. Awesome. Yay. I love it. I love it. There's something here that I'm thinking about a reminder for that needed, but also like just maybe need information of all that goes into creating embodiment. Right. So we, here on Earth, we understand that our physical forms have evolved over years and years and years and years. Like the different forms of life we have been birthed over years of evolution, right? And we're all interconnected. We share much of the same DNA. Not necessarily all of it, but we share a lot of the same DNA, and our expression of that, our forms of that, differ based off of what is being activated, what the environment has supported, and is held long enough so that a certain form, a certain embodiment then becomes a thing, right? And it stays that way for the most part. So this is almost feeling like a twofold message. So on the one hand, yes, we have, and again, we know this scientifically, um, our entire galaxy and physical life as we know it, um, came out of the central source of the Milky Way galaxy. The explosion of stars, the emission of materials from the stars are the building blocks of life. And then time and the divine guardians, if you will, weave in such a way to support embodiment, to support life of a variety of ways, whether that is, viruses and bacteria, or bipedal humans, or elephants, or whales, or any other creature on any other planet in the galaxy, right? Um, so, there's the supporters of the building of life, of embodiment, and then there's the acknowledgement and understanding that we are literally all connected and formed from the same stuff, and we have different expressions of that stuff. Yeah. But regardless, it also all comes from the same source. And part of our journey of reclamation of our power, of also of coming home, is dual in nature. So there's the longing for home base, because there may be traces of soul memory or your inner divine insight that is like, oh, this wasn't the main place where we originally came from. We've landed here at this point in time, but we started out far someplace else, right? And this is a common experience for folks who have star race experience. Now, to be clear, I always say that everybody actually knows star race. So I don't give more credence to folks who feel like they came from Earth or not. But for those who definitely felt like, oh, I don't feel like this was my original home place, I feel like I came here from somewhere else, then this is definitely going to hold true of like this deeper longing for a home in the stars that you remember, that's deep in the unconscious, subconscious, or whatever. So there's that embodiment journey, and that may be coming up. I mentioned this in last week's Oracle Talks about past life stuff coming up, whether that's past life human or past life star race or what have you. That stuff may definitely be coming up. So the second thing, though, is there is also a simultaneous longing and desire to return home or feel connected again to Mother, Father, Source itself, that which has birthed literal existence, regardless of universe, regardless of dimension, etc. A deepening connection and relationship to that. Those are two separate things. I always prioritize for y'all the Mother, Father, Source connection, because the journey of returning, reclamation, and reminding of the soul journey can go on so long because we've been so many things. Ultimately, the coming home, though, is with Mother, Father, Source. However, there can be also a sense of accomplishment in coming home with understanding where you came from, or like where you originated within the galaxy. That can provide some sense of homecoming as well, and doing deeper level soul healing, deeper level soul retrieval, if you will, so that you feel more grounded in yourself and so that you feel more connected to how your spirit, your soul has chosen to show up in this current incarnation. The gifts you have to bring, the experiences you want to have here as a human being, because this is a gift, and all those things. So there's a lot that is touched on with this. But to get back to just referencing back that Hierophant, these experiences, these journeys, these discoveries are sacred, they are sanctified, and they are protected. They are our right. Things that seek to disrupt or thwart that work against those laws. Okay. Moving on. Next is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so I'm getting that both are important with this. We need to do both. So, for folks who put an inordinate amount of focus only on the spirit, right? Mother, Father, Source, God, Source, Creator, whatever you want to call it, and don't want to focus as much attention on, their human experience, their own human healing, ancestry work, past lives, like all that kind of stuff. That's not going to give us that's not going to get you where you're trying to go. And conversely, a hyper focus on the human self, the human experience, the ancestors, and all the stuff that's like very local, very specific here, and not on the spirit and like beyond what we know here. Like that's not going further. That's not going on progressive levels of equal death and soul retrieval and all of that. Also is not going to get us to where we're trying to go. Okay? It's a both and. It's a marriage of these two. Is this resonating or making sense for folks? Let me get the next card out. Next, we have the Lovers. Take those hearts to mean it does make sense. Okay, so there's a lot of messages coming through with this. So with the one of the first ones coming through is that connecting with more of what's going to feel more like your soul family. So our soul family includes both people we like as well as people we don't like, but sticking with those that we like or that we can build with, etc. Those folks are able to more so find one another and connect, and that community can grow as we do this work. And I'm speaking not just here planet Earth level, but also galactic level. A reconnection with, or a new connection with galactic family, maybe different places that you have been as a soul. Okay. Um, Another thing with this is there's a sense with this imagery here that going on the journey of reclaiming and revisiting more of your true soul nature, um, whatever that is looking like for you at this time, whatever's resonating for you. But going on this journey helps to free up more and more of your soul, more and more of your inner divinity to you. Okay. So when things are brought to conscious awareness, when they are no longer hidden in the unconscious or locked up in, fear, body, emotions, or what have you, and brought to awareness, um, that then opens up the access to that wisdom, to that energy, all of it. Okay. And that goes as big and as far as your soul goal goes, your soul experience goes, wherever the galaxy goes. There's more that's opened up. Now, that opening up, while it's also amazing to reclaim, your strengths and wisdom and all of that, that can also mean the processing of particular traumas or negative experiences that had happened, okay, that imprinted the soul. So you have to be able to have the fortitude to sit and process that stuff, to be clear. And if you've done any type of like past life work or even star race work, like that that is part of the, the thing. But for those who it's new, know that that will come, as well as, because everything is not quote unquote and light, being exposed to malevolent players, like folks who like you, folks who want to do you harm, whether you personally or just you and whatever group that you are a part of. So that work is not without its danger. It's not without effort, but the reward is great. And ultimately, the getting more access of self is really what the embodied soul is looking for. I'm getting balance in all things, body, mind, and spirit. Definitely a struggle for me. Yeah, and so the thing with balance is it's not, balance is not stasis, right? So it's not this like, oh, I reach a state or accomplish a thing and then that's it. It's regardless of the wave that's moving or how the environment is shifting, I'm adjusting as needed so that I stay authentic and true to self. And that may mean showing up in certain kinds of ways or doing less in certain areas for a certain amount of time, et cetera, et cetera. It's like that pliability, that adaptability is what balance is, not stasis, not homogeneity. Okay. And peace is not homogeneity. Um, it is balance. 1 second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's what we're talking about today. That took a while, but that's what we're talking about today. Okay. Any questions before we go further? Let me plug in my computer. So there. Welcome to folks who are coming in. Okay, no questions, nothing. Another thing that's coming through with this Hierophant is that this message is about the message of life, the life affirming path, which is different than the death path. Okay, so we're having a life path conversation at galactic level. Okay, we're good. So let's move on. Checking time. I am really curious. Excuse me. About this bypass projector energy, but let me get to the other messages in this spread first before I go off on a tangent. Because tangents can definitely happen. All right, so where do I want to start? Okay, so off the bat, with these first two cards in this larger spread that I'm doing, the Wheel of Fortune, what I'm getting from that is that there are certain well, I was about to say, like, depending on the cycle in which we are embodying, we may be prioritizing or be needing to at a soul level to prioritize one or two of the focuses that I mentioned. Excuse me, whether that is like embodiment management, so in this case it would be human management, or the spiritual soul management, or healing and all that kind of stuff. So that's what it can look like on definitely an incarnational level. But the reason why I pause is because, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing Galactic Council. So the scale or the reference for a cycle also is different. So I'm wondering if folks just enter in on that embodied path regardless of the embodiment and where the embodiment is in the galaxy, doing a particular kind of work primarily. One moment. because our spirits are timeless. But and our spirits again is that which animates our souls. But I'm wondering, like, if that embodiment of, or just, getting a soul, period. Yeah, so it looks like clarifiers are 3 of Pentacles with the 8 of Wands. That depending on our nature, the nature of our spirit, we do just get sent out with that energy when we develop a soul. And when I'm saying soul, I'm meaning like soul at large, not just human soul. Okay, so this 3 of Pentacles, for those of you who are familiar with Hinduism, you know that that's a heavy influence on me, in part because I am also Indian, but in that, when speaking about the nature of the universe and the, also the building blocks of human souls, but just in general, building blocks of nature, that threefold aspect comes through a lot, whether that's speaking about the divinities, but also like literal building blocks of life. And so the nature of a thing, how it shows up, how it operates, at its core, before getting into like all the things, can be referred to one of 3 things, either being Raja or Rajasic, Tamas or Tamasic, and Sattva or Sattvic. Okay, so Sattvic is what here we would probably refer to as like that light worker energy of the ever evolving light. Okay, very spirit, devotional, essentially looking always to Mother, Father, Source, like that kind of vibe. The Raja energy is combative in nature. Okay, it's like almost warrior energy, but that can be positive or negative. So that's that. And then you have Tamasic, and that is like the neutral energy, but it's also like inertia. It's like somebody who doesn't really like, there's not really any polarity there. It is still important, like we need neutrons, right? But like, electrons, protons versus neutrons kind of thing. Not speaking about mass, but charge or polarity, if you will, is kind of this vibe. So we have again, this threefold nature of the spirits of our inner divinities. And our spirit is our spirit, okay? So our spirit is either at a fundamental level, sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. And the variations within that in terms of embodiment can show up. Okay. Welcome to folks coming in. So yeah. So the spirit is of that threefold. Our spirits, our inner divinity are of that threefold nature, and then the expression of that, whether that is going to be, again, life affirming or not, is going to show up in terms of how we are embodying through the soul. And so some of this reconciliation that may need to be happening is about our inner divinity, which is literally a fractal of Mother Source creation, how that is reconciled or not with how our soul has been showing up, whether in our various human incarnations or at a galactic level. And so that journey of soul retrieval, soul healing, etc., you may or may not find places, just in looking at human past lives stuff, where you are acting out of alignment with the spirit or not. It's really going to depend. But I often say your true soul nature, but I guess to be more specific, your true divine nature, your true inner divinity nature is what you're looking to really reacquaint yourself with and come home to. This four of wands. And that's interesting. Okay, because then that means when you do that, that's actually a way to bridge both of these paths so that they no longer seem like they're two separate things. They actually are one and the same. Because once you understand your true divine nature, your true inner divinity, you understand yourself as a child of the divine, of Mother Source, because it's that aspect of Source, as well as understand why your soul is constructed the way it is. And that puts you in a place of flow. This Eight of Wands here. That gives energy to your prayers. That gives energy to your soul in general. That gives energy to your life. It opens up your perception to be able to communicate with the Holy Spirit, with your spiritual family, both on earth and in the non-physical realms. So much gets opened up. And again, with this card, the Princess of Cups, but in this case right now, the Progenitor card, or the Progenitor and our Guardians, they're there to help and support this deeper soul exploration, this deeper understanding and knowledge of your true soul nature, or your true divine nature. Okay? And how you may or may not have employed various types of embodiment to express here. And with that, with this Two of Cups, then you can work in tandem with these guardians, with these star races. I love the image here. I know it's specific to whale, but it just gives me, not to limit to that, but it just gives me, you know, elder council, guardian, protector, star race, or whatever, and you coming into alignment and proactively working in alignment with this greater work at a galactic level. Because it's not just limited to here on this planet. And we know how rare we are because even having the type of complex physical life that we have, we know it's extremely rare. So this is very precious, this gift we have of physical embodiment. Two of Swords. So this is actually feeling like on the soul side of things, a relationship with the Galactic family. And in the Two of Swords is feeling like a relationship with the Holy Spirit, with Mother, Father, Source. That clarity, that divine consciousness able to shine through. So it's again, it's a both and with that. Welcome to people who are coming in. Thank you for joining. Okay. Any questions so far? That was the first draw. That was like, that felt like the foundation road, just to give a sense of like who you are, how you actually really show up, like what is really meant by your divinity, that divine spark of life, your soul. Like the scale of that seems to be much broader. But yeah, just like getting clarity about that is what's seeming to come through with us. So moving on. This is interesting. So we have Seven of Wands, which, you know, in general is a victory card, but it's about maintaining a victory. I'm also getting like an enforcement of laws. One moment. So this is seeming to be with these cards here. Seven of Wands, Lovers, Five of Swords. Addressing the conflict that exists. And it seems to be a conflict that can exist between the polarities. So there's polarities that show up for the threefold nature. Okay. So there's beneficial or life-affirming polarity for the sattvic, as well as the rajasic, as well as the tamasic, right? Which is fine. But there is supposed to be balance. Okay, and so the imbalance occurs because there's a I say this, it's like a lack of awareness. I'm also trying to decide like how deep I want to go for this message right now. Because I'm seeing a story here. Let me show you actually all the cards. So these are all the cards here on IG and here on YouTube. So that was Ten of Wands, Lovers, Five of Swords, King of Pentacles, Star, Emperor, and Princess of Wands. So what I'm getting is like for many, communication was cut off between our guardians and protectors at the galactic level, progenitors, like those who guide the life affirming side of things. The communication was cut off. Okay. And that cutting off of communication then split us off in terms of our focus to either hyper focus on the physical or the embodied side of things, or hyper focus on just the spirit side of things. Yeah. Excuse me, but the call is going out and continues to go out regardless. So communication on the galactic side has never stopped. And essentially, we just have to turn towards it. To reestablish communication in that relationship. Again, both with the galactic family as well as with Mother, Father, Source. So one of the things that I'm getting actually that, well, let me confirm this first. Yeah, that there ends up being a lot of distraction from the planets in particular, the ones around us. So basically our solar system. So we may think that we have to have a go-between in order to connect with basically to reopen communication, but just as that's not required for connecting to mother, father, or source, because your spirit is not separate from and your spirit's not separate from source, you don't need a go-between there. It's also not needed for this communication, like full stop, because you already actually have direct access. That feels like a big mic drop. So is that the case for some folks, that you feel like you have to connect with some type of planetary being or whatever, someone or something else in order to connect? If that is the case, you don't actually have to do that. It's I'm hearing it's a disruption. One second. Yeah, because you actually have direct access to. Okay, so there, just as there's no hoops that you have to jump through in order to talk to, converse with mother, father, source, God, source, creator, whatever, that also doesn't, you also don't need to jump through hoops to speak to your, speak to the soul family at the galactic level, if you will. You actually already have direct access. Okay. Was that new information for folks? Moving on for the last set of messages. I have another thing that I'm curious about, but I'm gonna wait. Last set of messages. We're making good time. This might be a relatively shorter message. Interesting. All right. So with these next set of cards, the Seven of Cups, Fortitude, and Seven of Pentacles. Um, Getting this vibe that once we come back into alignment with that foundational knowledge that was presented first in that first set of cards, um, that we are able to operate in the same kind of power and have the same kind of influence, in particular in our embodied world, that the non-life affirming folks seem to have or seem to operate in. It's like we do actually the same level of power. And like having this understanding, especially at a galactic level, like your galactic soul level, really does the work of putting things in perspective and saying, this is what will be so, essentially. I mean, fortitude is literally the card of power and courage. And in this indication, defense and protection. Yeah, like that message is coming strong on this card. The ability to keep the non-life affirming beings, situations, circumstances, constructs, happy, regardless of scale, is in our power to do so. And I'm literally getting the word birthright. We have the power and ability to control the misuse of death. Because death is a beautiful process, but this is death in the non like galactic life affirming process. Okay. Yeah. This Two of Wands, that is our dominion. That is what is unknown, that is available to be known to us right now. That's what's being revealed is like we do actually have dominion. We are not experiences of victimhood, victimization, are simply experiences, but they are not our true divine nature. And they're not how we actually roll in the spirit or in the embodied. And then we end with Ace of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Hierophant. The message must be coming to me since I'm eating so much. This is actually what will bring massive realignment and healing across the board. at the galactic level. That will bring harmony. Again, harmony does not mean lack of difference. Okay, and where there is difference, there is some level of conflict. But yeah, when I'm speaking about, this life affirming versus not life affirming, it really is like that which supports the continual ascension and growth and experience and harmony of life versus that which wants to just shut everything down or parasitize the process. But primarily the focus is not on them and what they're doing. This message is about who we are, what our focus is, how we are empowered. Another message that's coming through with this fortitude card, the strength card, is that those who are, because not every spirit, okay, not every divinity like takes on a soul, even if it's a galactic soul. So for those that have chosen to become embodied, regardless of the variation of what that embodied experience has looked like, this is our work to do. So it's the guardian protector phrase is coming through again. I'll just look at that. It's like we are basically embodied guardians, which would also play into this imagery here. These guardians here in the princess, guardians, progenitors, etc., and the Princess of Cups represent those divine energies. That Two of Cups represents the embodied divinities, those divinities that have taken on souls, regardless of how the soul is embodying the various dimensions or forms in the physical. Is that making sense? This has like been a very esoteric reading. Should be expected, I guess. But like I said, it's been it since I've done Galactic Council. This is almost feeling like an invitation to reconnect. If for some reason, well, the message already came through about there being a disconnection in communication. So reconnection needs to happen regardless. It could be a situation where you're reconnecting for the first time in this life, or you already were connected, but you're being asked to reconnect again. Is that resonating with folks? And feeling called to connect, maybe star races or these like guardian divinities or spiritual divinities. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Yeah, that's the message. I think that actually may be it though. It feels like the message is complete. Let me confirm that. This reconnection, active reconnection. Yeah. The call is coming. I mean, the call is here. The message is here because of that. Yes, I'm experiencing communication to return my dreams. Yeah. Yeah, a lot for me also can happen in dream time too. Beautiful. Oh. Mm. Okay. Well, I'm going to get a closing message then. Short and quote unquote short and sweet. I feel it's a call to reconnection for me too. Awesome. That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad that is the case because the added help is good. The added restoration is good. Reasoning, prioritize quality and hours of sleep. Yeah. I've also been in a more restful place. Not even so much as that I'm tired, it's just, yeah, like the space and the deeper connection is what is needed. So, I'm getting the phrase like galactic soul. Like I think oh yeah, and this is all important too because of a lot of stuff got thrown off with that mimicry timeline attack because in particular back in 2020, 2019 as well, for a lot of folks, communication was picking up. It definitely was picking up. And psychic naps, yes, definitely psychic naps. Yeah, galactic souls. Yeah, I mean, that was 10 of Pentacles and the Death card here. Alrighty. Well, that's it. That's the message. I'm not going to prolong it. And I hope that was helpful. Please share this. If you would like to donate, the info to donate is either in the description or in the link in my profile bio. But be blessed and God will. I'll see you next time.